This is a Woobe stream. We will be streaming stuff. Gonna do some guides today. Gonna teach. What order shall we do it in? Wanted to do some decking techniques, some roofing, arches, and then terraforming. So let's do the decking first, as there's a few different ways of doing that. The simplest method, I would have thought, would be to make megavoxels. So the easiest way to make a megavoxel is,
excuse me, popping in.
Grab a just normal prime voxel, 1 cube, drag it in the air a little bit, and then what we want is an anti-voxel. So I'm not going to show you how to make an anti-voxel this time, but I will do a guide on that at some point. And we're just going to stretch out this voxel with our anti-voxel into the top 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with that, you've got effectively a tile. So you put that into the ground and make your long plank, and then just move it 2 across, and then you can copy this out of the ground, bring that up, and you've got your planks there. So you can just so what I'm doing is just tidying off the end by copying a little piece of it and bringing it in. And then you could just select your middle string of voxels, delete them, and they've warped one side, but one side's still okay. Copy it, paste it, and there you have some simple planks with a little gap in. You can straighten off the ends like that. And grab a wood texture. Nice simple gap in the middle. And that's probably, in my opinion, the easiest way of doing it. I will show you a couple of other methods though. Just because I'm a pickler for symmetry. I'd say that's my preferred method of making them, was with a microvoxel. Obviously you can
quite cool.
make this a square if you wanted. And then instead of getting the curvature on the bottom, you'd have a blank plank with that. So yeah, that's probably the simplest method. The other method would be by using an etching tool, and they're quite simple to make. What you do is you create a little, let's make it a 5 by 5 by 5 box. So just fill that up there, and then we're going to drag the middle, delete the middle section, and then with that we're going to take it and we're going to smooth it 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do it 4. So what we're going to take now is this middle section, which is technically a hole, and we'd keep the two either side just as a guide. So we make ourselves a little board. Let's do this out of wood actually. And then with our cut piece, you see the middle of that is a gap basically. So we just need to bring that up, and then we need to make a voxel just above it as our guide marker, and then grab down, and what we've effectively made there is a little cutting tool, and with this we can cut holes in our planks. So we go up to and then across. So there we're just cutting a line. I'm not sure why that one warped in the middle. I think it might just be an illusion, but that's just then cutting that shape out of the plank. And I don't think I took the middle piece, which is why it's being crap looking on the bottom. When I went from, bear with me 1 second, I'll finish this line. When I went from here, I should have taken the middle one, but I think I took the one next to the middle. So if I'd taken the middle piece, that would have been the same on both sides. So it would have cut an even line. So you see how it's warping underneath. It would have just solved that problem. Those are the two sort of simplest techniques for decking that I can think of that sort of anyone could do really. You can obviously sort of fancy these up then with, so you could take some microvoxel strings. Let's just get rid of all the crap above this. And with a microvoxel string, we can just create some lacing, hopefully. If we can see our string on the screen, it would help. And then if you paint that a sort of another wooden texture, something like the thatched, it'll look like a little bit of sort of stripped rope holding together the wood.
Cool.
Obviously there's some warping and it's not perfect, but you can make some quite funky shapes and play with it how you want, and then you could make sort of drawbridges and stuff. So that is decking to its kind of most basic standard. There is some other techniques with offset voxels, which I won't go into now because I frankly don't think you need to. I think these are good enough results that you can get with these. So just to go back to this technique, the different size of the anti-voxel you use to make your megavoxel is going to make a difference to the eventual size of your plank. So if I had used
so you can make them narrower.
Yeah, you can make them narrower, and you can make them fatter as well. So let's just throw a cube down. So this is a much smaller cube on here. and the results that that gives you
That's a nice looking plank.
so you get a bigger gap. You're effectively getting the gap the size of the anti-voxel you choose.
Aye.
So yeah, that's pretty much that. Any questions or anything? If not, I will start looking at other things. Hello everyone in chat, by the way. I don't really look at chat as much as I should when I'm building. Oh, you can't laugh when I'm streaming. You're not allowed to have fun. Fuck off. Shut up. Right, gonna show the very confusing technique that I want to get out of the way. This is Bride's roofing. I'm going to get out my template so I can show you what it will look
Is
like.
those fancy offset tile thingies?
Oh yes.
Oh, they look sweet.
So let's go.
Cool.
So this is Bride's roofing he's made. As you can see, he's got all these tiles, and they're all different kind of shapes, and they fit together really nicely without warping each other. So they kind of do have this sort of genuine look of a tiled roof about them. He's made some that look cracked on the sides, and some that make sort of sharp and pointed. So yeah, they're really cool. They are not easy to make. So first thing you need is you need to have this voxel reactor board from Bride, which is how he has made all of the angled shapes. He's basically created an index of shapes here. So you without this, you can't get anywhere. Bride is giving it away on his claim. If you search Bride in the gallery, you can portal to there. Or obviously I've got a copy, so if people need a copy of it, you can get it from me. We also need to do this voxel reactor. So instead of making the four corners with these are the shapes that will warp your corners so you can make your own voxel reactor. It's pretty confusing. So this is the basic voxel reactor. It's 8 cubes together, and their goal is to shape the cube that will be in the center. So let's move this up and plop that in the center. So because they're all the same shape at the moment, they don't affect that. What we would normally do is go around changing all these shapes around the outside to warp this first, but these voxels are made so they create the actual voxel generator. This is a full index. So we take a white shape from here, and what we do is we paste it into the middle space, and what's that done is warped this one corner here. So we've turned that now into a voxel reactor piece. So we can take this away and put it here, and then we can turn this into our own voxel reactor. So we want the shape to be something